Now, when you say you can look within, are you talking to the ego, or are you just looking within? Because I agree with you. Look within for the power you need.
Well, I think it's your unconscious mind that you get in touch with.
We're on the same page.
And I'm 75, and I found as I've gotten older, I've become more myself.
Okay.
And I don't worry so much about what other people think. And
Okay.
I can speak my mind.
Okay.
And I can say no. And if people don't like it, too bad.
Sure.
It's a wonderful, amazing thing to value your no. To value other people's no, and to value your own no.
Right.
Because so many of us do one or the other.
And so many of us.
And go ahead.
So many of us can't say no.
No.
They're afraid, well, you won't like me, so I have to do what you want me to do.
People pleasing, yeah. Unconscious mind is for me another, I think, phrase for we're talking about the same place.
Well,
awareness,
yes.
self with a
Yes.
capital S, and all of that. And so I agree with you. I wasn't turning my power over to some anthropomorphic, person out there. In fact, my definition of God is another synonym for the universe. For all that exists is the Tao works for me because that's what attracted me to come take a look at this. I've been doing Tai Chi for 30 years and never got into the Tao Te Ching really. I mean, I've looked, you see I got to, not really looked at them. Started some writing on them, and I thought this group might help me. Without a group, I didn't want to read his 81 comments until I wrote my own, and I've been procrastinating. I've only got to number 2 and hadn't finished number 2. And so now that I'm in a group, if I would remain and we start discussing the 81, obviously that's going to influence whatever I write. And so then I may decide to pick up Dyer. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we will go through the 81, one or two at a time. Like tonight, this is our first night, so I just put 1, even though we could have done 1 and 2 because they kind of go hand in hand.
Okay.
But we will go through it. So maybe just by us doing that, as you go home, you can start a journal.
Well, that's what I'm going to.
And I would really appreciate it if you do start a Tao journal. If you bring in and read some of it to us.
Oh, sure.
I would really like it. If you would like to do that, I would really appreciate that. Make sure that I get your insights, because I really want this to be a sharing experience. I really had not intended for me to sit here and lecture from on high, because, I can't tell you the Tao.
Sure.
No one can.
No one can.
No one can. And I don't care what the substance is. I mean, some people are addicted to anger.
Yes.
And they get so enraged because somebody happens to be driving slowly in front of them that their life is completely unmanageable. That ruins their entire day.
Well, the power greater than me, and when I'm saying me, I mean power greater than my ego, is that quiet place that now is able to look at my ego, look at my thoughts, look at my thinking. I've been very influenced by Eckhart Tolle in the last few years, and being able to see the stuff, the thoughts, all of that. And that place is where all power is to me for everything and everybody. And I have actually felt empowered since I surrendered, whatever you want to call it, turned it over. But because I didn't do a lot of thinking about my ego one way or another until I got sober. And that's where I point, that's why I say I agree with you that it sounds like you're giving up control, and my ego, I'm 22 years sober, my ego is still not trying to get me drunk again, but it's still trying to create confusion every chance it gets if I let it. Well, that's been my experience.